Reed Slatkin did not look like the man behind a Ponzi scheme. He looked like the person who had already won. He lived in an expensive home near Santa Barbara, moved in successful circles, and had helped finance and launch EarthLink, one of the best-known internet companies of the 1990s. To the people around him, that history suggested intelligence, access, and financial skill. So when Slatkin quietly offered to manage money through a private investment operation, many people did not ask the questions they would have asked a stranger. That was the advantage. Slatkin's scheme ran for roughly 15 years, from the mid-1980s until 2001. According to the criminal case, he collected about $593 million from around 800 investors. Many came through friendships, business relationships, and his Scientology community. The investment club felt exclusive. There was no loud public sales campaign. People often joined because someone they trusted was already inside. Some investors received regular payments and impressive account statements. That made the operation look real. But much of the money was not being invested as Slatkin claimed. New deposits were used to pay earlier investors. Account statements showed profits that did not exist. The operation had no clear, independent system allowing investors to verify where their money was held, what assets had actually been purchased, or whether the reported returns were real. This is what made the scheme so convincing. Not every payment was fake. When an early investor asked for money and received it, that payment became proof for friends and relatives. They did not see that the cash could be coming from the next person entering the club. Slatkin also had something many fraudsters do not have: a genuine success story. His connection to EarthLink gave him credibility, but success in a technology company did not prove that he could produce extraordinary investment returns year after year. Investors connected two unrelated ideas. They thought, he was right about the internet, so perhaps he has a special talent for markets too. The reported results should have created more questions. Markets rise and fall, but Slatkin's statements appeared remarkably strong and steady. There was little independent oversight, and the entire operation depended heavily on information coming from Slatkin himself. By the late 1990s, regulators were asking questions. Slatkin tried to explain where the money had gone and produced records that investigators said were false or misleading. The problem became impossible to hide when investors demanded large withdrawals that the operation could not meet. In May 2001, Slatkin filed for bankruptcy. The Securities and Exchange Commission moved to freeze assets, and federal investigators searched his properties and records. The private investment genius was gone. What remained was a complicated effort to find assets, recover payments, and decide how the remaining money should be shared among victims. Some people had withdrawn more than they originally invested. Others had lost retirement savings, business money, or family wealth. In 2002, Slatkin pleaded guilty to 15 criminal counts, including mail fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, and obstruction of justice. In September 2003, he was sentenced to 14 years in federal prison. The lesson is not that friendship and community are dangerous. The lesson is that personal trust cannot replace financial verification. Before giving anyone control of your savings, ask simple questions. Is the investment manager properly registered? Is the money held by an independent custodian? Can a real third party confirm the assets? Are the returns believable, and do they sometimes fall when markets fall? If the only proof is a statement created by the same person asking for your trust, you do not have independent evidence. Reed Slatkin's greatest asset was not a secret trading system. It was the confidence people placed in his name, his success, and their relationship with him. That is why affinity fraud is so powerful. The person selling the investment may not feel like a salesperson at all. They may feel like a friend.